Hello and welcome to another episode of the CUFI Weekly. And this week, regrettably, and believe me, I am as over it as many of you probably will, I am discussing more lies and propaganda from Tucker Carlson. In his most recent show, Tucker Carlson went to Jordan in the Middle East, which borders Israel. And now, he could have gone to Jordan for a number of reasons. There's much to discuss within the kingdom. But he made it about Christians and he made it about Israel. Now, what's interesting is that what did Tucker Carlson himself say? That Israel's insignificant. I don't know why everyone's always talking about it. Which is ironic from a man who can't seem to shut up about Israel. He seems to bring up Israel into every single thing he talks about. I'm sure when he has nightmares, he wakes up and is blaming Israel. But that aside, let's actually look at what he said and the actual falsehoods that he spread. Firstly, he opened with saying that the Christian population in Israel has declined from what it was at Israel's independence. That is patently false. Now, what Tucker Carlson does is manipulates the truth. He's been doing this for a long time. And he essentially creates this murky gray area of lumping in Judea, Samaria, or the West Bank with Israel proper, and ties any issues in those territories directly to Israel, not accounting for the fact that one of those areas is fully controlled by the Palestinian Authority. It is verifiably false that the Christian population of Israel has shrunk since independence. It's just not true. It has grown. He then goes on to make these claims, and it's interesting how he does it. He highlights all of the positives for the Christian community within Jordan and then juxtaposes them with what he believes are negatives. Now, I'm going to be very truthful. It is documented that the situation for Christians in Jordan has improved, especially under the current king. In interviews, he's saying, wait, a Muslim king is protecting his Christian population? Wait, a Muslim king is giving money to look after Christian holy sites? I don't know if you know this, Mr. Carlson, but that's kind of how it works in the state. The ruler tries to look after, in a lot of cases, in good cases, after every single subject of their country, be them Christian, Muslim, or Jewish. It would have been nice if Tucker had asked about where Jordan's Jews are, because they don't exist. Look, this is not new, and there's many other things he does. He will conflate individual instances of bad experiences and tie them to Israeli policy. The facts are this: Christians are not persecuted in Israel. It's documented that the Christian population in Israel is one of the most educated populations in Israel. But that doesn't matter. And it's interesting that Tucker Carlson does this well in Jordan. While he sits in the Middle East, in places like Qatar and Saudi Arabia and Jordan, all which have a history of either persecuting or limiting Christian practice, and glows about how great these countries are, yet sits in Jordan and looks at Israel and goes, you're doing X, Y, and Z. And again, to go back to what Tucker Carlson himself said, Israel's not that important. Why are we always talking about Israel? Then why are you sitting in Jordan talking about Israel? I'm just asking questions. I don't have the maniacal laugh that Tucker Carlson normally has after he says that statement, but that's a question we'd like to know. If he truly cared about Christian persecution, go to Pakistan. Look, I'm of Pakistani origin, but I'm not going to shy away from the fact that the country of my origin treats Christians abhorrently. Go there, highlight that Christian persecution. Go to Africa, highlight that Christian persecution. The fact that he will sit and talk about Christian persecution while not talking about the worst offenders, while Christians are being murdered, he will ignore that. But then highlight how, well, American Christians need to be wary. American Christians do not need to be listening to you. American Christians need to be listening to the Bible. They do not need to be listening to somebody who has sold their faith, their country, and their morals for 30 pieces of silver. This is Kasim for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent.
Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to cufi.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.